I often refer people back to World War II. My grandfather, World War II veteran, my grandfather was a Navy hero, and he had two famous places that he was at. One, in World War II, he was on the Missouri when Japan surrendered in the Pacific. He witnessed it as a sailor there. And then my grandfather was also one of the sailors on the Tin Can, or the destroyer, when the Russian sub surfaced, the Cuban Missile Crisis. He's in that picture, that famous picture.
Wow.
Yeah. My grandfather's a legend in the U.S. Navy in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. And he often, before he died, he would set me down in his home, and he had a huge wall of memory. And he would pull out his little pointer stick as an 85-year-old man and say, "Greg, sit down. I'm going to teach you about real life." And he would start going through military history. And he talked about World War II. And he says, the reason we won World War II is because the world came together. The world came together recognizing that Hitler had to be defeated. And he says, even here in the United States, when we went into the war, America changed, and the soldiers went off to war, the sailors went off to war, and the wives and the ladies, they went to the factories, and the car factories were changed to tank factories, and the metal factories were changed to munition factories, and we all worked together. Now, I know that will look much different in 2024, but the principle's the same. And until the world stands together and says no to Russia, we will continue to see this record repeat over and over and over and over. You have to break the dependency. You have to, especially economically and with natural resources. It has to be broken. And until it's broken, and it's not being broken, because India right now, year over year, their trade volume with Russia has increased. I just did a report on the 3 economic places. India, number 2, Armenia. Their trade with Russia went from 14 billion to 60 billion year over year. China, the number 1 trade partner. And now over the last 2 weeks, we're hearing nonstop talk about the developing relations between Russia and China, politically, economically, militarily. So these relationships are there, and that when they're there, money flows, and it has to stop.